DawgNation special, unmatched coverage of UGA in the postseason is brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors, Kroger, Cercheros, Georgia Spa Company, Circle K, Jittery Joe's Coffee, and the UGA Bookstore.
Hello, DawgNation. I'm Brandon Adams. Hope you had a great Christmas and getting ready for a Happy New Year, and hope you're looking forward to the Sugar Bowl, which we have essentially reached game week on that, and obviously Georgia finishing off its preparation here in Athens before it makes its way to New Orleans on Monday, and that means for us a chance to see some of Georgia practice. But the good news here today is it's not just the media that gets to see a few minutes of this. In just a couple of minutes, the gates over here to my left are going to open, and we're going to bring you into the Georgia practice there as well. You may even hear Kirby Smart. He's on the microphone. He's yelling. He's getting after it. You know, obviously we've gotten used to some of these bowl practice sessions ending up being like a yoga or something like that. Unless they go very impromptu, quick pickup on some yoga here in a second, we're actually going to see some real Georgia practice. So we're going to get a chance to see some of that here coming up in just a moment. And we'll be all over that here today. And, of course, after that on the DawgNation video channels, you get a chance to hear from Georgia defensive coordinator Glenn Schumann, a handful of Georgia players, including Dalen Everett, C.J. Allen, Brett Thorson, and Raylan Wilson. So that's coming up later on today. There'll be press conference tomorrow involving Georgia offensive coordinator Mike Bobo and a handful of Georgia offensive players. The point is the Christmas hangover is over with, right? Shake off the cobwebs today. Had a great time with family. I hope you did too. But we're back at it here now. It means a lot of stuff here this weekend. That means DawgNation Daily from Georgia one more time on Monday. On our way to New Orleans after that, the big media day from NOLA on Tuesday, and then heading towards game day on Thursday. So we are in it and ready to go here today and excited about all of that. So gate's going to open. We're going to get ready to walk in. We're going to give you a chance to see it, and we're just going to kind of grab whatever we can grab here and see how it goes. By the way, I appreciate Kaylee Manziel being a part of this. Kaylee, if you want to go in front of me, we'll see what we see here. We're going to file in, obviously. A large contingent of media here doing that today. We'll pop over. Georgia utilizing both the indoor and the outdoor facility here right now. You see Coach Stacy Searles working with this offensive line working with some of the defensive linemen. Get our chance to see a little bit of that. Searles right there in the middle. Why don't we work our way on down here a little bit more? Got other linemen working down off the far side here. Indoors over to my left, that's where some specialists are working. Of course, part of our postseason coverage here today brought to you by Circle K. Circle K's got more than 400 locations in and around our area. That means we're traveling around this holiday season. We got our eye on it. We download the Circle K app to even stay even more up to date on where the locations are going to be. And, of course, don't forget they got those large sodas starting at under $1 right now, the Polar Pops. We'll get a chance to come over here and see huge group. You'll also hear Kirby Smart here a little bit too. So you see running back Bo Walker there. We're going to watch a shift here. Let's see if we can stay out of the way and not get run over. You see Elias Williams right there. A lot of guys. We're going to move out of the way here. A lot of guys shifting around here at the moment. You're going to see quarterbacks right over here doing a little play polish. They're doing some running back handoffs here right now. Ryan Montgomery going. Going to see Hezekiah Melender. Haven't seen a lot of him here this year. Getting a chance to see some of that here right now. And that's Gunnar Stockton right there, working on the handoff situation. Getting word, we have not seen with our own eyes, but getting word that Colbie Young is out here right now and practicing. So obviously one of the biggest questions for Georgia his status for this upcoming Sugar Bowl. Just because he's practicing doesn't mean he's going to play, but it's certainly a good sign to have him out here. We can go over here and see some more of the Georgia tight ends here a little bit. As you hear Kirby Smart's voice ringing out all over the place. See Georgia tight ends working on some blocking over there. Obviously a big reason why Georgia has upgraded its rushing attack this season so well is because of what those guys have done in the blocking game. You see Todd Hartley really coaching up Elias Williams right there too, giving him a little technique before he finished off his block. Oscar Delp on the far side over there, Lawson Lucky in the middle of that formation. Quarterbacks and running backs continue to work on their handoffs over here. Ryan Montgomery going to hand off to Roderick Robinson. Of course, Robinson had a touchdown from the fullback spot in the SEC championship. Get a look at Mike Bobo over there. We'll hear from Bobo tomorrow as Georgia offensive coaches and players will speak. Gunnar Stockton handing off to Nate Frazier. Ryan Puglisi handing off to Cash Jones. Then after the handoff, getting a second football and finishing a rollout pass. That's the nature of that drill. Hezekiah Melinder doing that with Dwight Phillips Jr. We'll watch Gunnar do this to Robinson, getting the ball back and then firing a strike. Maybe we can make our way into the inside here too. Let's see what we can see there. By the way, Kaylee Manziel doing a great job. Kaylee, as we're getting ready to move, anything stand out to you that you've seen so far?
I'm just trying to make sure the camera's straight.
We almost ran into some players a moment ago as they're getting ready for a drill. If we're going to make our way inside, how do we do that?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Maybe we shouldn't do this if we don't know how we're going to get in there.
We got the offensive line working right there.
You can also see Kirby down there too. Maybe we can go watch Kirby a little bit.
Okay.
He's going to be moving right there to the middle of the field. You're going to be able to see what he's doing. Georgia going through its practice here right now. Kirby decked out all in black today. You've got the offensive lineman on the far side over there. You've got receivers, including Dylan Bell and Zachariah Branch, working on some routes right here. Why don't we see if we can slide in and get a look at these receivers going through that? That should be interesting to be able to see. See Sokovie White there. Zachariah Branch there on the far side. C.J. Wiley over there getting a chance to catch. There's the freshman Talon Taylor. Talon came back and played in the SEC championship. Landon Roldan there. Yeah, let's see if we can move a little closer. We'll see more of the drill. You'll see wide receivers coach James Coley. Also looking straight ahead, you're going to see Colbie Young going through practice. We told you about that a moment ago, and you can see Young wearing number 8 in the group over there. These receivers doing some footwork drill. Good look there at Zachariah Branch, showing some of the lateral quickness that makes him such a dangerous player. There's Noah Thomas now doing the same thing. Two number ones, by the way. Talon Taylor. Here's C.J. Wiley. Don't forget, later on today, the DawgNation video channels, we'll get a chance to hear from Georgia defensive coordinator Glenn Schumann, a handful of defensive players, including C.J. Allen, Raylan Wilson, Dalen Everett. As Georgia practices here in Athens today, Sunday in Athens once again. They'll be in Athens anyway. And then eventually leaving for New Orleans on Monday. DawgNation will be at the airport when Georgia arrives. And then after that, its practices will take place in the Louisiana Superdome. So receiver is going to be here on the near side, lineman working there on the far side. We can make our way inside. Now let's see if we can. We've got some room. We'll see the defense working in there. Kaylee Manziel doing a great job here, by the way, manning the camera. This is a live look at Georgia practice. Brandon Adams, Kaylee Manziel on hand. Dylan Bell over there going through that workout. Colbie White now getting his turn. Here's Colbie Young showing off his current level of health right there. Let's see that. And I think we can go here and go to the right. Yeah, so we're gonna come around here. Defense getting some work in here. Running backs also getting their work in here right now too. Practice taking place both inside and outside here right now. Good look of something you don't really get to see a lot on video, which is this Georgia indoor facility. Georgia defensive backs getting some work over here. Defensive linemen working on some positioning drills. Watch them getting low. Christian Miller going through that drill here right now. You see Miller. Also saw Xavier McLeod a moment ago. Good look there. Joshua Horton transfer in his first year in the program from Miami. See Trey Scott getting his work in with them. Georgia defensive backs working a strip drill. Janelle Aguero just knocked the ball loose. Of course, equipment flying fast. Kaylee doing a great job of getting out of the way as they bring the sleds on and off. You see the Georgia defensive back, secondary working on that strip drill. Dante Williams giving him an instruction about how that punch is supposed to go. See some of the sled work taking place right there. Georgia hard at work out here today. If you're just joining us, we saw Colbie Young practicing a little earlier. On the far side of the field, you will see the Georgia linebackers getting their work in right now. Also, if we can get a look here, one of the things that Georgia talks a lot about, putting numbers on the wall. How nice is it to already see over there on the wall the 2025 SEC championship. Georgia back-to-back SEC champions. That number on the wall now for Georgia already represented over there right now. That's a great thing to think about. And as Kaylee points out, Auburn makes up its national championship. Georgia puts real numbers up there. That is a great thing to be able to see. We can see more from the Georgia defensive lineman right here. Another closer look at Christian Miller. Interspersed through this group is also going to be the various freshmen who are on hand. A handful of these early enrollees already going through practice here right now. Good look at these defensive linemen getting after it, shedding those double team blocks. See the, speaking of freshmen, finishing up his freshman season, Elijah Griffin over there, standing tall, wearing number 90. Maybe we'll try to make our way back outside and see some more out there. So for now, it's the defense working on the indoor facility, offense still working outside. And Kaylee, we'll come right here all the way against the wall. That way we won't injure anybody. And Kaylee, I'll let you go first. See a couple of Georgia guys getting a little bit of water. Trey Scott working hard right there. A couple of more minutes here to see some of this. When we work our way down here, haven't quite been down here yet. We'll work our way down this way. See what we see here. Get another look at the offensive lineman. That's going to be the far side of the field. Obviously, the big question there, the continued, we expect, work for Malachi Tolliver at the center position. Tolliver wears 51. Two different groups of offensive linemen doing two different drills here right now. A couple more minutes to show you a little bit of practice here right now, and we'll also take the time to thank another one of our great sponsors who make all this possible as well. How about our friends at Georgia Spa Company? Great time in the new year to think about upgrading your home. Georgia Spa Company, great way for you to do that. Check out georgiaSpaCompany.com to find out more about their 7 locations all across North Georgia and all of the great brands they're working with for that hot tub, that sauna. You want one of the individual lap pools. They've had more than 35,000 customers. Thousands and thousands of them have given you a 5-star review. So we appreciate Georgia Spa Company being a part of what we are doing here during this postseason. So we're going to make our way out of practice here right now. As we're walking, I'll sign off. Stay close to DawgNation, though, to hear from Georgia defensive coordinator Glenn Schumann, Georgia defensive players here coming up. And, of course, throughout this postseason, we'll get a chance to see some of these practice opportunities. An interesting look at Georgia both indoors and outside on a beautiful day in Athens. Offense, defense, getting their work. Thanks for being here on DawgNation, and we'll talk to you again very soon.